I mean, to me, just looking up at the facade of the building and the four columns and the grace of the building is and its scale are things that are really touch me.
And the things that are gone still exist over at Royal Brisbane, so the Pathology Museum was just fabulous, and you can still get a sense of that over there. And the library, they took the smell with them. So the smell of the Herston Medical Library still exists over there. So all the books and the smell were taken.
Well, I guess right at the front, it's such a picturesque building, but little one right in front of the pillars there is the Anzac Memorial, the memorial to all the people who studied medicine who served in the World Wars and in other conflicts. And we host an event there every year in celebration of the Anzac Day, and that's a pretty special day and a pretty special moment for a lot of people and the faculty. So it's just right in the centre there.
Well, there was a few pranks I think that went on here. The Dean's car on the roof is one, and but it was a social environment as well as an educational environment. That was the fun thing about it.
This is not frivolous. This is a serious memory. I remember when I was in junior fourth year, when we came out here just to start fourth year, Professor Kerr had just come back from discovering apoptosis. And we must have been the first medical students in the world to be told about apoptosis, and he described these new forms of cell death. And I must admit, I've always remembered hearing him tell us about apoptosis.
A lot of the alumni and the profession are really proud of the building, and it's something that's very sort of dear to them. And I think opening it up is a real sign that we value that relationship with the alumni. We want them to still feel part of the medical program, and opening up the building to events that they can host is a real way of integrating and connecting the medical program with the alumni.
Yeah, because this is the part of the University of Queensland that we relate to as medical graduates, for sure.
And it meant a lot to honouring the history of the building. And by history I mean the sort of successive generations of medical professionals that are working throughout Queensland. If this was the place that they were all training and learning in, that has a lot of flow-on effects to what we would feel as current students. So attending meetings in the boardroom sort of throughout last year, I sort of reflected on the fact that was the pathology classroom and once upon a time. And my dad, who is now a cardiologist, tells me a story that one time he was mucking around in class and the pathology professor threw him out of the class and told him to read the cardiology section on Robbins for a couple of hours, and he said that was one of the driving factors into choosing his speciality. So there's a lot of fun facts around this building that we would get back by all being in this place.